There we go. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our March Product Roundup webinar today. Hope everyone is well and keeping healthy in these unique times. We do know that COVID-19 has forced a big change upon businesses in all kinds of industries, but we do hope that everything is as good as it can be under the circumstances, and of course, that you and your families and friends and colleagues are all healthy and well. As for us at Pickit, we are all well so far. We are all working from home and practicing social distancing. So if you see my cat Edgar and Jacob's dog Hilda running around in the background during this webinar, please bear with us. That said, we have been hard at work, as you have probably seen with our latest update, and we are here today to present what's new this month and also tell you a little bit about what's coming next. All right, so let's jump right in. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Juliet. I am the VP of Customer Success at Pickit. I've been with Pickit for the last 5 years. And together with my team of customer success professionals, we are responsible for making sure that our customers get the best out of the service. And with me on the call today, I have Jacob, who is our tech lead. Jacob, do you want to say a few words about yourself?
Yeah, sure, thanks. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob. I've been at Pickit for 2 years, and I'm the tech lead here, responsible for taking care of the development team. One of my goals right now is to improve the performance of our platform, but also to build new features based on requests.
Sounds good. So before we jump into the product demo, let me tell you a few words about Pickit. I can see on the attendees list here that most of you, if not all, are already Pickit users. But for those of you who aren't, Pickit is a two-in-one image service combining over 1 million legally cleared photos and illustrations with a platform for your own company to store, organize, and share your internal company imagery. We are primarily famous for our integration with Microsoft Office, where we bring all those assets to the programs that people already use, like PowerPoint, like Word, Microsoft Teams, etc. So our service aims at making it particularly easy for anyone to find the right image for their presentation or document. So we're trying to save you time while also make sure that you stay compliant. And if you don't find what you're looking for in your company image bank, you can tap into a library of royalty-free images that are included in your subscription. Our public library is professionally curated by experts who follow the latest trends and make sure that the content you find there is always top of mind and high quality. You will see the platform in action later on, so I'll stop right here with the explanation for now and move on to this month's update that we're here to present. So one of our biggest changes that we've done this month is a popular request by you, and it is that we now support most vector file formats. So in addition to JPEG, PNG, and GIF that we already supported, we now also support SVG, AI, PSD, EPS, and TIFF. So most of the frequently used vector file formats. We see that vectors are particularly important to content admins and especially marketing and brand folks. So this has been on our top priority features to get in, and I am so happy that it's finally a reality. The other piece of good news is that any single file can now be up to 1 GB in size. As we know, particularly TIFF and GIF files can get pretty heavy, so we have made sure that this is not a problem for our system right now. And in addition to expanding our support for file formats, we have also introduced some improvements for our end users. So Jacob, if you want to take the stage and tell us about those.
Yeah, sure. So one request that we have gotten throughout the months recently is the ability to filter and search inside collections, which we have now introduced. You can filter on orientation, portrait, or landscape. You can also search for keywords matching images. And you can sort by upload date, so you can look for the newest file or the oldest file and similar. Something we have also improved is the stability and the speed of the add-in. We are refactoring some major parts to make it faster and more smooth. For instance, we rewrote the entire authentication module to make it more faster, which you probably have noticed when you sign into the add-in, it goes really quick. We also rewrote the entire UI for the add to collection feature that the user is going to demonstrate in a bit. For easier user experience. And we also rewrote the image details page to open much faster than before.
Great. This all sounds like a very exciting set of new features. So I'm sure you're all wondering how you particularly make use of them on Pickit. So let me show you how all of this is done. I will start by sharing my screen, and I would love if at least one of you can write in the chat that you can see that. Let me just make sure I see the chat as well. Okay, we see that we have some confirmations going on. Fantastic.
Yeah, I can also see it.
Lovely. I will just make sure that I have the chat at hand at all times, so I can answer your questions if any appear. There we go. I have it on my second screen now. Fantastic. So first, I am logged into our demo account that represents a telecom company called Contoso. But for this demo, I will be using Pickit content from our public image bank, and I will also be using our own company logo. Now, where I am right now, this is the admin view. So this is where administrators upload new content and also control who sees what in the company. And for this demo, I want to create a collection group with 2 new collections. So let me go ahead and do that. This is done in your library, where most of the image administration is done. And we see that we already have a bunch of content here, but I will go ahead and create a new collection group, and I will call it demo. Okay, fantastic. And I will make sure that the group is shared. I will share it with all members. There we go. And then I will create a collection that I will call vendor logos. There it is. And I will add this new collection to our new group. This is done by just dragging and dropping the collection into the group. Fantastic. Now in this vendor logos collection is where I will be uploading our own Pickit logos. So let me go ahead and bring them up. Okay, here we are. As you can see, we have the logos in all different kinds of file types. So I will just take them folder by folder and upload all of them. Let's start with the AI. Drag and drop that. Then let's go ahead and take the EPS. There we go. Then we take the PNGs. So, and then we also take the SVGs. So now we have uploaded all the files. So let me just refresh the page to see all of them. All right, we see that a few of them are still processing, but that doesn't matter because I can already start adding metadata to them in the meantime. So let me just go ahead and select all of them here and add a few tags such as Pickit logo, Pickit logo. Beautiful, save. Okay, so the logo collection is done. And next I want to create another folder that I will call something like demo campaign images. And here is our new collection that I will also drag into the demo group. So here I want to upload some demo campaign images of various file types and file sizes. I have a bunch collected here, and as you can see, they are all different types. We have some TIFF files, we have a Photoshop file, we have a GIF, and we also see that a lot of them are pretty big. So the GIF file is 109 megabytes. We have this TIFF of 103, and we have pretty big files here overall. Okay, so let's see how this upload's gonna go. It's bound to take a bit of time because the files are rather large, but let's just try it out. It's going fairly fast for the file weight, I must say. Looking good. So we see that they're all just uploading really smoothly, regardless of the file type. Even those that are over 100 megabytes are already up. Last one. Okay, there we go. They are now processing. I estimated that will take some time, so we're not gonna spend it to wait for them. But we can see that they're all uploaded, and something cool I can tell you in the meantime is that some of these files already have tags in the metadata, and those tags will now be searchable on Pickit as well. Great. So now we have 2 collections in our new group. So let me just go back and make sure that the collections are shared with all members. It looks like they are. Fantastic. So let's now look at the end user experience. Say that I am the salesperson who will be working on the campaign with this new vendor of Contoso that is called Pickit. I'm now logged into PowerPoint and logged into my image bank, and let's see, I can already see our new group with our 2 new collections that we just created, which is fast and smooth. So for my title slide, I will go ahead and choose an image from the campaign images. Let's see, let's say that we want this one. I will just double click on it and it jumps into my slide right into the predefined image placeholder. So let me give this presentation a title. Let's say that we're going to talk about vendor presentation. By Juliet. Fantastic. So this slide has now taken shape. Looks pretty fine, but I also want to add a logo. So there's a couple of ways I can go about that. I can, of course, try and find the collection, but I can also just make sure I search for logo. And we see that we have some logos from before, but we also see all the new logos that we just tagged and uploaded. Here is also the collection that I just created with the logos. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter that collection. Great. So I want to use the absolute latest logo. I want to make sure that I do that. So I will just open the filters and I will change the sorting option to newest first. You can see that I can choose best match or oldest first, but right now I do want the latest. This is the latest, so I will just double click on it and it jumps into my slide. Let me resize it and put it over here. Ta-da! Looks good. Okay, so this vendor logos collection, because I am a salesperson and I will be working with this vendor a lot, I want to make sure that I find it again, but I don't really know where it is. So I will just go ahead and save it or follow it so I can find it easily again next time. Good. Now we have a first slide. Let's create one more. Let's say that I take this one. And this slide is about device use. Let's write some text, how Pickit uses devices for impact. Okay, and here I also want to insert an image. Let's then go ahead and search our company image bank for device. I find some images here, but I don't really like them. So what I can do instead is go to public images and see if Pickit has something that I can use instead. So I'm going to search for device here as well and see what it comes up with. Okay, it's a whole bunch of stuff over here. So I just want to see photos. Let me limit this a bit. Okay, we see that we got a lot of suggestions, among which is one curated collection. It's called Connected World that I get as a suggestion. Let us look what's in there. Okay, there is a lot happening here, so I will go ahead and limit this further by doing the same search for device inside this particular collection. So I only get the images that contain devices. Okay, this looks good. And I even want to filter this further by only seeing landscape pictures because I have a landscape placeholder and I only want to see photos. I don't want to see any illustrations right now. Okay, we got some pretty nice images that we can use for this. I like this one a lot, so I will just double click on it and it will jump into my slide. Looking good. I have some pretty neat slides already happening here, but at this point, I need to pause my work on this presentation because I have to jump into a sales meeting. So let me just save that presentation real quick and I will make sure to email it to my marketing department so they can check it out. Let's write presentation draft and save it on the desktop. Good. Now, I am a blissfully unaware salesperson over here, but you who are attending this webinar and have been paying attention, just realize that I inserted a 62 megabyte TIFF image and an EPS logo into my first slide. So you think, oh no, Juliet, this presentation is massive. You will never be able to send it in an email to the marketing department or to anyone really. Let's see how big my presentation actually is. I will make sure to drag it onto this screen so you can see it as well. There we go. We take the properties and I will drag those over here for you as well. And we see that our presentation is 779 kilobytes. That is close to impossible considering what I just added. So I'm sure that you wonder how that happened. And let me tell you what I think is really awesome here. When you upload your large vector files to Pickit, we automatically create 3 additional versions of the file that are all in PNG format. One is HD size, one is full HD size, and one is 4K. So our Office add-in will automatically insert the full HD version into PowerPoint and Word, unless you select a different one, to make sure that even the users who don't have the time to think about file sizes have the best suited quality for their purposes. Now, you did see that the images that I inserted into my presentation were looking pretty well. They are sharp, the quality is really nice, but the presentation is still not too big so that it's unmanageable. Isn't it great that you as the admin can just upload one file and rest assured that your colleagues from the sales team can use the image in a PowerPoint without it becoming too heavy to attach to an email, while your designers can still download the same image file from the same place to use for a roll-up print and get the right high quality image for that. I think that's just so convenient. And the best part is that even in a presentation, if you know that you need a different size than the pre-selected one, you can just go into the add-in, select the image. Let's go and find one that was big in our new collection. Let's click on one. And you see that the pre-selected option is insert medium, but you can go ahead and choose more sizes over here and change either the insert for this particular one or your preferred size so that the double click inserts this size from now on. I think this is super nice. And in this particular view over here, you can even see some more details about the image, such as what kind of licenses it has, what kind of releases it has, the file name, the size, if it has any tags, etc., if you're interested in that. Okay, so now we're back to being the salesperson, and I will be going into my customer meeting. Now, in these times of working from home, features like virtual backgrounds in online meeting services have become pretty popular. So I decided to be a little bit creative and try this out. Let me go into Pickit on the web to see whether I can find a nice image for my virtual background. The end user view of the web looks pretty much the same as the add-in, so that it's easy for users to navigate the product across all platforms. So I will go ahead and choose the public images. Oh, look, there is already a virtual backgrounds collection waiting for me here. Let's see what's in there. Some pretty cool ones going on. All right. This penguin is super hilarious, like I have to take it. I will take the original size because I want the best quality for my virtual background. And I will update my meeting background. Should be my downloads. What is it called? Pickit something. There it is. Hey! Right? I love that. It's so funny. Now I can start my sales meeting on a positive note, and hopefully I can bring a smile to my customer's face. Great. So this was just one example of how Pickit can make your daily life easier with the help of our newest updates. Now I'm going to lend the stage over to you, Jacob, again, and hopefully you can tell us some more about what's next on the roadmap in the months to come.
Yeah, thank you, Jules, and thank you for that demo. That penguin looks amazing. So as you see in this release, we listen to your feedback, and we always are happy to get feature requests from all of you, since you use Pickit the most. And as you also see, our system is now prepared for bigger file sizes, which gives us endless possibilities for future file types. I see in the QA that Vincent has asked about the videos, and that's a request we're getting a lot from you as customers. And we have that planned for this year before the next year. So look out after that. And for the next release in April, we will introduce distributing templates and PowerPoints within the add-in. And we will also continue on the platform performance, which next up is search and browsing collections to make that much faster from across the globe. So more to be announced on that. Look out for the newsletter at the end of April. And thank you.
Yes, indeed, please do. So thank you very much. And this all sounds really exciting that you just told us, Jacob. This is actually everything me and Jacob had for today. So let me open for questions and see if any one of you has anything to ask. You can just write your questions in the chat. We see it all the time, or you can write them in the QA like some people have already done. I see. Okay, I got the question whether I have tested myself for the coronavirus. I am fine. I had just a little bit of a dry mouth, but I'm all right now. And we also have a question from Melina asking, should I upload my largest files to Pickit and let the system take care of the different size versions, or is there a use case in uploading different size versions of the same file? So, Lina, I think that you should always aim at always uploading one version of an image, partly for the reasons that we just covered in this webinar, that we do create automatic file versions, but also because you might want to work with this file in several collections, in which case you can just link to the file and add the same file to different collections. In that way, you won't need to update the keywords or the metadata information several times, but everything will be in one file instead. So I definitely recommend just keeping to one file. We have already answered Vincent's question about videos. Yes, videos is a very requested file format and a very, very requested feature. A lot of you have asked about that. Maybe Jacob has some more information on the technical side.
Yeah, so right off now, there are some limitations within PowerPoint, how to insert a video to your deck. We are looking into it. We are doing research surrounding video support, and we're planning it, but we're not sure how long we need to do the research. But before end of next year, so this year.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And we got a question whether we have GIFs. So we do support upload of GIFs. So if you as a company deal with GIF content, yes, you can upload and share and store that on Pickit. However, we do not have GIFs in our public library as of right now. But we are working hard with a lot of new providers, a lot of new photographers and image creators that partner with us. So we hope to be able to add GIFs really soon. Are there any more questions? I loved how you changed background. Thank you, Vin. Okay, seems that there are no more questions. So we'll let you get back to your day. And once again, thanks so much for joining us today. Do stay safe out there, and we hope to see you again in our next webinar.